Beat your high score is Sarj Estrella's motivation. This is also her challenge to all Filipinos.
So you came back here to share that passion that you have for the children, what you learned in the US. And I could see you've been working with this checkpoint for many years. Yeah, how you started there?
Okay, well, with my checkpoints, actually, it was my husband who started it. He had a BPO company that does animation, graphics for all these games. So for people who play like PlayStation, Xbox, right? So they do make games for that. The problem is his people are artists. So, but their clients needed to know how much they were doing using an Excel sheet. So the artist had to actually fill in the Excel sheet with numbers. Now the problem is, if you're an artist, you don't really want to deal with numbers. You don't want to look at that spreadsheet. It's very counter to your nature. So what he did was he tried to make it like a game for them. So he would encourage them, he would post like billboards with racetracks he was leading, and then you would see people gathering around the billboards and teasing each other, hey, I'm number one, hey, I beat you today.
So that motivates them.
That motivated them. And on top of that, what he did was, for people who were doing really well, he would give them prizes like Jollibee, Starbucks, right? And we know that, a lot of kids now, fresh grads, they would always buy Starbucks.
Yes.
Right? So he would give those. And then even better, for people who weren't doing well, but suddenly started to do very well, so the ones that are most improved, he would give them things like PlayStations, right? Game PlayStations. So imagine before you weren't doing so well and suddenly you were at the top of your game, right? So suddenly more people were performing better. And what happened was, so they would have a project. And before, and actually in the whole industry, it's very tight to meet a deadline for the game companies. But when they did that process, they discovered that they would get their projects done 15% ahead of schedule. So that was completely new for the industry. And then at the time he said to me, you know what, is there something I can do, some software I can do, so we don't have to do this manually? And I said, yeah, sure, I can help you out. But then when we looked at it, we said, you know what, why not do it for everybody else? It worked for your company, it must work for other companies as well. So that's when we decided to build it into an actual platform so that other people can take advantage of it.
Wow. So what is the challenge of the relationship between the millennials now? Because totally different mindset.
I think it's like anything, right? And any generation. Our generation would complain before that our parents didn't understand us, and our parents' generation would complain that their parents didn't understand us. So I think it's the same thing that's happening, and I think that's something that will happen with any future generation. So it's really a matter of understanding. It's really a matter of open communication, getting to know what matters to each generation. I think once you understand the values that drive a person, then you can really communicate with that person better, and then you can close the gap.
So what's your best advice to the young generation to unlock their best skills?
Well, for me, it's really find your passion. It's very hard to do something that you don't want to do, but that doesn't mean you can't do, you don't have to pay your dues. No, of course not. Find your passion, but it's very hard to get where you want right away. And you're not going to do that. Everybody has to pay their dues. So while you're finding your passion, find something that works. Right? Whether you have to take a part-time job, a second job, do it. Just do it. Right? To make ends meet, to pay the bills, that's very important. But when you do that, that will teach you also the importance of hard work. That will teach you the importance of, really discipline. And at the same time, you know what your goal is. And then once you get your goal, it'll be so much better, so much sweeter.
So with that, how they will overcome the struggles, because they know their passion, they know their goals, I know their discipline, but then they will go through a lot of struggles. So how can we handle that?
You know what? Fail. Honestly, there is no great person in the world There's no great successful person in the world that has not failed. But the important thing is, when you fail, you pursue. You still pursue your goal, right? You still pick up. You say, okay, I'm going to let go of my pride that somebody said I wasn't good enough, and then you figure it out. So I think it's really that. It's okay to fail. You try and keep failing, because every single failure that you have will teach you something very important, and then that will get you to where you want to be.
So because of that, where do you see Philippines going?
Wow, Philippines. I think we're doing well. I think the only thing we need to do is keep doing what the businesses are doing. It's really about more businesses coming in. The business can drive the economy. The people can drive the economy, right? So I think it's really gonna go to some places.
So what's your best advice to the millennials or the future leaders in order to make Philippines first world?
In order to make Philippines first world, just really pursue your dream, pursue your passion. In spite of anything, in spite of everything, the world will kick you down. Right? Everybody will kick you down. You'll encounter a lot of obstacles. You'll fail a lot on the way, but you just have to really, really work at it. Really put in time and hard work.
Well, all right, thank you, Sarj. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Every success has its struggles. Every dream has its trials and tests. Listen to their stories, because if they did it, you can also be called self-made.